All right, people.
You're watching the Real Music Observer. Real music for real people, just like me. You. Thank you. That'll be $20.
All right. It's just take it out of it out of that AdSense revenue I'm raking in, Dean. So
the friendship dues.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm doing the whole minimum wage thing right now, but I appreciate you being Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, Deen Castronovo. There he is.
Hey, people. How you guys doing? How's my fans? How's my friends? How's my brothers and my sisters? How are you, David? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What band are you in again? What's that? You're in a couple bands, but you're going out on the road. What are you doing these days?
I'm in Kiss right now. Let me think. What else? What other cool bands am I in?
No, you're in Kiss.
Corey Taylor's band. Let me think. I'm not.
You're an Avatar. You could be a Kiss avatar. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, dude, I saw that. That is so brilliant. I mean, that is, to me, that's the coolest. What's the greatest next step, man?
When's the Journey avatars coming out?
They'll never be. I don't think we're cool enough looking. You know what I mean? We don't got the fire and bombs and the craziness. So, that's, and, Paul is a consummate, come on.
They're pretty smart.
The best front man on the planet. No, bar none. No one touches him. I don't care who you say. No one touches him.
They're pretty smart. They're pretty smart guys. They know how to market. So, you're about to hit the road. You're getting ready. You got what? 2 legs of this tour. How is that working? You got Toto, and then you're going out with Def Leppard.
Yeah, well, we start. I leave the 23rd. This coming Tuesday.
Wow.
We start rehearsals. We're doing a quick corporate show, just to kind of warm ourselves up, and then we're in full blown rehearsals from I think the 1st of February until. Our first show, February, is it February 8th?
Yeah.
8th or 9th
Something
in
like
Biloxi,
that.
Mississippi. And then, dude, we're gone. Then I think we got a break. March 25th, we break for a couple of weeks. Then we're back out until April 29th with Toto. We'll be with Toto for this whole run. And then we got a couple of months off again. And then out with Def Leppard and Heart and Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, bro.
Dude. Can you imagine doing this long and getting to hang out with these people? Come on.
I know these are heroes of mine. I mean, the Def Leppard guys are heroes. I mean, Cheap Trick. I grew up with Cheap Trick and Heart. I mean, come on, Ann Wilson. One of the greatest singers of all time.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Cheap Trick song?
He's a whore.
Yeah.
He's a whore. He's doing nothing for money. Oh, are you kidding?
Wow.
Oh, dude, Bunny Carlos, the king of groove.
Yeah, he is. He's totally. You got it. He's got some sort of his own planet that he's living on there. So,
dude, the beautiful thing was being on the road with him years ago, and just out of sheer boredom, he's like, I'm going to set up Lefty tonight, and he would play Lefty and be perfect. It was like, wow. I hate you, Bun. I freaking hate you.
Oh man, I'm sure you could write a book. Maybe when you retire someday, you could write a tell-all book about all the stuff going on.
My book would be really crappy though, dude, because I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I mean, there's no dirt. I'm not going to crap on people, so nobody's going to want to buy it because I'm nice.
Hey, that's true. Speaking of dirt, right? Journey. Everybody seems to be happy and getting along, and this is a little different from maybe last year at this time. And now everything seems very like everybody's kumbaya.
Everybody, dude. I mean, John and Neil mended fences. Everything's great. To see those guys embrace each other, like hugs and stuff. It's just, everybody's just like a sigh of relief. Like, thank God, man. Because it's not fun to be on the road and know that there's animosity. I mean, it's like you dread going to work because you don't know what you're gonna face. And it's gone. And
that's cool.
John and Neil are working together with Mikkel and Paula, and we're doing this all together, and we're just gonna go, man. We're working hard. Arnell sounds great still,
Yeah.
He's in the Philippines, so don't really have a lot of contact with him. But Neil and I are always talking, and it's great again, bro. For real. It's great.
Nice. Now, I made a little special perk for the people that watch this channel because, why not, right? So I sent out a little questionnaire or asked people, hey, what would you like to ask Deen Castronovo? And Kathy, who is probably your biggest fan, that's Kathy with an I, right?
Hello, Kathy.
She wanted to know, number one, in high school, this is a good question, actually. if you were ever in a marching band in high school, and if so, what instrument did you play?
Okay. Back then, yes, I was. I was in the marching band, but I couldn't read music. So I didn't know. And I played cymbals because that's what I did. And I would follow around this guy, Glenn Coster, who was a saxophone player, but played bass drum in the marching band. I mean, he was good.
Yeah.
And I would follow him wherever he would turn, I'd stop. And then I didn't know what I was doing, but I was out there hitting cymbals whenever I could, just doing my thing. But I looked like the Grand Poobah from the Flintstones. Remember they had those big, huge Poobah hats, dude? And people would ask, like, who's the girl playing the cymbals? Because I had really long hair back then. So you see this Grand Poobah hat with these Paul Stanley curls running down my back. It's like, who's the girl? But yeah, I played, but I didn't know what I was doing, man. I'd watch Glenn, who was playing the bass drum, and he's going to hit. Okay, watch him. Turn, march, four, march, stop, turn, sit. I was terrible.
And that's how he became the world's greatest drummer right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's
it.
That was all the training.
That's it. And we had built-in cymbals back then, and here I am endorsing. So there you go.
All right. So I got another question for you. One of my buddies, Tony, who's he's like hardcore on the channel. He's sending me stuff like all day long, links and messages, wants to know how I'm doing, how the dog is, and so forth. He says, he's talking about if you would be willing to do a full-length version of Trial by Fire, just the whole song.
The whole song.
Yeah. Remember Journey Through Time?
I would. Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. If I would remember the lyrics and didn't have a stand there, yeah. Because that was literally, dude. That was thrown in like I think a day before we were going. Let's do a medley. Okay, cool. We're gonna do these 3 songs. I don't know the lyrics to Trial by Fire altogether. I mean, I knew some of it, most of it, but I needed a cheat sheet. But yeah, dude. I mean, anything. Journey.
Do you remember the freak out that was going on in the front row, whatever, when you guys started doing that?
It was awesome.
It's on the live. It's behind me actually. I got the whole album, and I'm listening to that going. The Journey Junkies. The Journey Junkies are in the house. They know every lyric to every song from any album. You put it out there, and they're gonna. You must have been on like cloud 10 or whatever, because that was just.
I was on cloud 9, but I was scared to death, dude. I mean, come on, being out in front. And,
you don't You don't like the lead singer thing, huh? Why are you doing the Revolution Saints?
You know what? They put me in the front. They said, okay, we're going to do this different this time. Now that Jack and Doug have bowed out, we're going to put Jeff and Joel in, and we'll get another drummer. And, you'll play on the records, but we'll get another drummer in the videos and stuff like that, and you'll be a front man. And God, I didn't know how. And I did. I asked Paul Stanley. I asked Paul. I go,
did you?
Sir, help. I don't know what to do. He goes, you know what, man? You're a powerful singer.
Yep.
You need a mic stand. You need something to hold on to. You're a drummer. I mean, he goes, my instrument is my guitar, and I'm doing my thing, but I'm singing because you got nothing. And that's why my hands go wiggling around all the place. I don't know what to do with them. It's like, again, it's my old, everybody saying in every interview, it's the Ricky Bobby thing.
It's a Ricky Bobby.
What do I do with my hands?
All right. Corey has a comment, not a question. He says, just love the passion and the tone of his voice and general enthusiasm behind the kit. He says, it's contagious. He says, thanks for being a part of keeping the band together. Question, any chance of more infinity, evolution, and departure on this upcoming tour? Ooh.
Well, the beauty is that's a good question. And is it Corey? Is his name?
Corey. Corey's on it, man.
Corey, thank you for the kind words, number 1, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was cool.
Number 2, God, yeah, man. I mean, we're going to try all kinds of stuff, but that's the beauty of this band. We got I don't know, close to 100 songs we can go through. And, Neil will get a wild hair and go, you know what, let's try this tonight. We'll work it up at sound check and we'll go, which I love, man.
You know what I'd love to see you do is to buy like an old Afro hair piece for Neil and just put it on his head and see if that transforms him into like the Afro Neil from 1975. That I think.
The beauty of that is, dude, whether you put the Afro on or not, he's still amazing.
He's still doing it.
Doesn't one back then? Yeah,
I just see those. I see those pictures and I'm just like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's the greatest hair. And he told me stories like Herbie and them would be over there like picking it out to make it as big as they could get it. Just with the pick. To make that thing massive.
What was that, like the midnight special, right? It was Wolfman Jack or whoever was hosting that. I remember seeing Journey on there with Steve Perry, and they're all just looking so 70s out. It's just,
Yeah,
it's so fun to look
well,
back.
of course. See, I saw Journey there.
Yep.
I saw Heart on there.
Yep.
I don't think I ever saw Cheap Trick, but I saw Kiss on that, and that's what changed my life, was seeing that and going, oh, I want to do that when I get older. That's what I want to do. I want to put makeup on and play drums in Kiss. I mean,
well, you can see, and this solves your problem, because if you put the makeup on, right, you're kind of hiding. You could hide behind the makeup. So we could make you, we might be able to make you a lead singer. You know who you should talk to maybe is Alice Cooper. What do you think?
Dude, he's the king. You know what's funny, dude? This is so weird. I was sitting here with my dog and talking to Dee, and I said, oh, and the song "Hello Hooray" just came on in my head, and I went, hello hooray. I was like, oh, so I downloaded the record, and I listened to it, and it was like, wow, man, what a great record. I mean, that was just brilliance, man. $1 Billion Babies was a brilliant record.
Was that Bob Ezrin that produced that?
Yes. Anything Bob Ezrin touched back then, man, was platinum. I mean, Destroyer. I mean, all those great records, and $1 Billion Babies was unbelievable. Yeah,
that is. It's not played enough anymore. Like you turn on a classic rock station and you're not hearing right now.
What would be the greatest song to play right now? Elected.
Oh, I used to do it. We used to do it, and the election was exactly elected, right?
Yeah, so I love to see it. I heard that whole record, went, oh man, it brought me back to when I was 6 or 7. Nice. It reminded me of when my brother gave me Alice Cooper Killers.
Yeah,
and my mom, staunch Catholic, freaked out. Like, no. She opened the cover and there's Alice hanging. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah. Well,
so she threw it in the garbage, right? My brother Mike saw that. He was older brother. I love him. Good brother. And he pulled it out and he put the album, the 33 1/3 vinyl, in a Neil Diamond album cover. Said, play it with these. And then back then they had the headphones that were like this big, the big white things. Right?
Yep.
And said, just play it with your headphones so mom won't know. And I was hooked. I was just hooked. You know?
you got hooked on some good stuff.
Yeah, my brother Mike was good at playing a Steppenwolf and the Stones, and he played all that stuff, man. Yeah, all that stuff.
I had older brother. I have an older brother and an older sister. So there were 8-track tapes, man. I like jam the thing in, and it'd go click, click, click. Remember that? It goes through all the tracks. It was weird, but I mean, I had never heard the Grateful Dead until I put one of those in, and I'm like, whoa, what's this?
Now, see, I got to tell you, with the Grateful Dead, for me, I didn't know what they were. I didn't know the music, and my brother had the record, and I said, well, they got skeletons on it on the album cover. It's got to be cool and rough and mean, and it wasn't. Looking man, like, oh my god. So for me, I mean, the Dead were brilliant band, of course, but it wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah. Hey, well,
there was no fire and bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very low key. As you can see, Deen is not very low key. All right. Got another question from Robert. Says, thanks, Dave, meaning he could ask a question. Deen, what is your favorite song to sing live? I really enjoy your channel. Again, back to me. And then have a great weekend, I think. Maybe to both of us, right?
Maybe both. Okay, Robert, let me think. The favorite one to sing? They're all, I mean, if I could sing all of them, I would love to. I couldn't do it, but I would love to do it. But I still, Mother, Father, this, David, is such a dear song to me. Because it really does talk about, the wreckage of family, when you're drinking and or using or whatever it is. And it hit home. It really hit home. And that's just, I love that song.
Was that Jonathan Cain and Steve Perry? Who are the songwriters on that?
I think it was Neil. And I think all three of them, but I think Neil and his father.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Because the chord changes are like so amazing. And I'm like, well, most guitarists wouldn't think of playing that way, but Neil did. He had that, and that was from his dad. He just had that, that musical sense.
He had the jazz fusion thing, and he kind of infused the fusion. Man, I could hear you sing like that. I like Stay a While. I loved when you did Stay a While. I was like, because Departure was the first album I bought, and I had it, and it was like Journey was like bubbling under. They're about to break big, and I have this album, and my friends are like, I kind of like Journey, but I'm like, no. I was like, this band, it's just gonna keep going, and I knew after that album it was just. But Stay a While, that was on the radio. And a lot of people.
I remember hearing Any Way You Want It for the first time, and I knew the records was for him.
Yeah.
But I heard Any Way You Want It. I remember the exact street, the stop sign I was at when I was pulling up, and I heard it and went, "This is so killer."
Yeah.
That was just when they were like, you know what? Boom.
Right.
We're going to take over. And that song really took it. I mean, to me, there were lights and stuff like that. But to me, when I heard Any Way You Want It, KJN in Portland played that. And I was like, oh God, these guys are bad. And I loved them ever since. I loved them. Just loved them.
And don't forget about Caddyshack too. That helped.
Oh, dude. There you go. So I'm saying we had all that stuff. Thank God. Kids don't have that these days.
No, you're making it. Yeah, we could talk for a long time. We better be careful because the reminiscing goes in different directions, and that whole.
But we're pretty close to the same age. Pretty close. I mean, I'm
very too close actually. A little scary. I just had a birthday, so I don't even want to talk about this.
How old are you, bro?
It's 50 something. It's 50 something. 50 something.
Cool. Well, I'll be 60 this year, man. 60.
You don't look 60. You look 58. I'm gonna go 50.
I'm not a day over 59.
Yeah, exactly. It's just my mother used to always say, Dean, it's just a number. It's just a number. You know,
and it is. It really is, man. Because in my brain, I'm still 20, and I'm firing. The body does. But no, the body definitely says, "No, you're 60, dude."
After this interview, Dean, I think a lot of people are going to say, "Yeah, he's kind of like he's a 20-year-old, maybe a couple of Red Bulls short of a 19-year-old, that kind of a thing."
This is my first one of the morning. My first Red Bull. I did pretty good today. Not normal for me. Usually I'm on my third by now, but trying to cut back.
Okay. All right. We got to have you for the whole tour, right? We don't want to see the drum tech. We want to see Dean for the entire tour, start to finish. So, you got to stay healthy out there.
Yes, sir.
Any surprises on this tour? Like anything that you know about that you can disclose? Like you're doing anything different, set list, anything?
Well, you know what? When I went to see Neil after the Revolution Saints stuff, I went up there. It was basically to come up with some different, interesting segues, just some different segues to bring in between songs and stuff like that, and then go into stuff. There was talk of maybe doing Higher Place.
Ooh,
we haven't heard that for years, but
wow,
we're talking about doing that one. But a lot of different segues. Neil and I were working. We did like 2 or 3 days of just jamming and coming up with stuff and. So there might be some stuff like that. I guess we're gonna have to revisit everything when I get to rehearsals on the 23rd, and we'll see what we're gonna come up with. But
Higher Place, man. That's a Steve Augeri song, yeah, right.
And Stevie's a monster. I mean,
on that album was so underrated. It's like people need to go back and listen to it. Production wise, just the quality of the songwriting. The band you could tell the band was like, we're gonna prove this. You know what I mean?
And then the sad part was Napster. I mean, God bless Napster. Nothing against them, but man, when that got released and that leaked out, that was it. It was like, well, there goes our fire. There's our thunder. It's been taken out. Everybody's heard it already. And
Dean
kind of took a dump.
Yeah, Neil's been a little critical of the streaming and all of that. And you know what? Every musician should be, because you guys should earn a living. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what we do to make a living. I mean, I didn't write any of the songs, so my money, I make my living playing on the road. I'm a touring drummer. That's what I do. So, but I can see his side of this, and John's side, and Arnell's, and Steve Barry. All those guys are like, you know what? You're taking revenue from me. I worked for this. This is what we did. These are my babies, and you're just throwing them around, like they're the redheaded stepchild. They don't care. Hold on, somebody's trying to call in. Oh gosh,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stall. Did I lose him? I must have lost Dean. Oh, no. All right, folks. Dean had to take a call, so I don't know if he's coming back, but that was a pretty cool segment. And if there's another segment, we'll pick up where we left off. Part 1 of the Deen Castronovo interview. I'm pretty lousy with technology too. So let's see if Deen comes back. If not, that was still pretty good. And thanks for watching.